Seth came up to us in the audience, walked up the stairs. He comes through our row. I shoot my hand up. He calls on me and I go, "Hello everyone, my name is Sohile Ali and welcome back to another story on my YouTube channel." Man, it feels good to say that again. I'm going to be telling the story of the time that I attended a taping of Late Night with Seth Meyers and getting to speak to the host himself, Seth Meyers. This took place during June of 2018. I was in New York visiting some family for a family wedding, and we wanted to take advantage of the time in the city, so we decided to book tickets and dedicate an entire day to attending the taping of Late Night with Seth Meyers. I'm a huge fan of all the late night talk shows, really. Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah. This was the first time that I ever attended any sort of live taping for any show whatsoever, let alone one through NBC, one that's taped within the home of where broadcasting started, 30 Rockefeller Plaza. I attended the taping with my mom. We both got up super early, went to the standby line starting at 7 or 8 a.m., got in line. One of the interns checked us in, got us standby tickets, and that's when we knew to come back to the NBC store gift shop around 3 p.m. later that afternoon. And I was very happy. I thought we wouldn't even get standby tickets because when we got there, the line was already quite long. And I thought, well, the standby ticket did not guarantee entry to the show. It just meant that you were now on an even shorter list of people that were finally going to make it in to be a part of the live studio audience. Finally, the afternoon came around. We got back to the NBC store gift shop, got into the standby line. I remember it was next to a giant cardboard cutout for Jurassic World, the new Jurassic World movie that came out last summer. NBC Universal marketing. Take notes, kids. We stood in line. I remember them counting us off 1 through however many people were in the line, and they were counting up to about 35 people, and I think we were number 18 and 19 or something like that, and we happened to be in there. So that's when we got a guaranteed ticket to be a part of Seth Meyers' studio audience that night. I remember walking through that security line and looking at the walls and seeing old photos from old cast members, shows that they're known for at NBC like Seinfeld and Friends, all throughout the walls as this hallway took us down really within 30 Rock. I distinctly remember the Seth's desk, the guest's chair, and just the entire set of Late Night with Seth Meyers being a lot smaller than I imagined. I totally forgot about one major piece of this whole story, the monologue rehearsal. We not only got standby tickets for the taping, we were also on standby to attend the monologue rehearsal earlier that evening. The monologue rehearsal is where Seth Meyers and his team of writers really need to cut down on the list of jokes that they wrote for the show that evening. And then based on our reaction to those jokes, they have to cut the ones that obviously didn't land as well. We're right outside Studio 8G, and out comes Ben Warheit, one of the writers for Seth and his team, and he says, guys, he gets us all together as the audience. He says, guys, let's prank Seth. I want you guys to prank Seth during this monologue rehearsal. Ben says, why don't you, when he asks, like, where are people from, everybody say that they're from Zanzibar. I remember the set being dark during this time, just making out Seth's desk and the chair that the guest would sit in, and I remember just seeing a lot of the crew walking around and under the dim lights. Then what appears to be one of the crew members wearing just a gray hoodie turns around, looks at us, enters the light, and it's Seth Meyers himself. That was really surprising. I didn't expect it to be him right up front that early wearing just a hoodie. So Seth asked all of us in the audience, where's everybody from? I raised my hand as quick as he said the question, and he goes, yes sir. I go, Zanzibar. And he's like, Zanzibar, really? Wow, very interesting. Well, thanks for being here with us. Where's anybody else from? And he calls on this lady, really close to me too. And he says, yes ma'am. And the lady goes, Zanzibar. And that's when we kind of break in a little laughter, and Seth goes, oh, Zanzibar, wow. You guys know each other? And I just kind of looked at the lady like, yeah, oh, yeah. And I think he called on a third person, and the guy goes, Zanzibar. And he's like, okay, all right guys, Seth Meyers had been pranked. Once we got in there, it was absolutely no cell phones. They required all phones to be off. I remember seeing one guy get off the elevator, just snag a picture of one of the signs near the elevator. An NBC page immediately stopped him, told him, delete the photo. Now go to your recently deleted, I deleted from there as well. And don't do that again. And I remember going, okay, time to just turn that off and let's not go through that. The guests for Late Night with Seth Meyers that night were Jane Krakowski from 30 Rock, of course, and Jake Tapper of CNN. The taping was great. I couldn't believe I was actually there seeing one of my favorite shows being created right in front of me. I remember seeing some of the crew members that I followed through social media there doing their thing, photographers, producers, writers, all throughout the studio. I had my eye out for Lorne Michaels, I'll be honest, because I remember, knowing that he plays a role in all the NBC shows essentially, and especially Seth and Jimmy. I know he likes to attend sometimes, so I kept my eye peeled for him, but I don't think he was there that night. Between the takes, Seth came up to us in the audience, walked up the stairs in between, and he explained that sometimes he likes to interact with the audience and let them ask him questions directly, similar to how Trevor Noah does between the scenes. So he comes through our row, I shoot my hand up, he calls on me, and I asked him who his favorite host was during his time at SNL, because he was at SNL, the cast member and eventually Weekend Update host for quite some time. And he took some time to answer. He looked up, he was like, oh, that's a good question, my favorite host. They've written so many. He took his time and he finally said, I really like John Hamm. He told me John Hamm was his favorite SNL host because he's such a serious actor that getting him to do sketches and comedy and things like that was just so much fun for them. My second interaction with Seth Meyers. Zanzibar, John Hamm. This is, here's the ticket for the monologue rehearsal, straight up. And then this black one here, this was the one for the actual taping of the show, the black Late Night with Seth Meyers band. So that's my story, my time attending a taping of Late Night with Seth Meyers in New York City at 30 Rock in Studio 8G. If you're in the New York area or going to be visiting New York soon, I would highly recommend taking the time to scope out a date and put in the effort, put in the time to go attend a taping of Late Night with Seth Meyers or any late night show, because if you are interested in that sort of thing, if you're studying media, if you want to go into production and things like that, it's a really cool thing to see and you won't be disappointed. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like this video, leave a thumbs up, comment below some other stories you'd like me to tell, and please subscribe for more videos like this. I really appreciate it. My name is Sohile Ali. Thanks for listening to my story. Hey there, Sohile Ali here. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for all my future videos. I really, really do appreciate it. And don't forget to check out this video right over here. Have a great one.